Hey everyone, the Red Dragon here, and we are taking a look at Operation Flashpoint Red River. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a good portion of this first mission that we have. I want to cut out a few parts to keep it flowing, but this is going to give you a good idea of what the game is all about. So I am the squad leader. I can give squad orders. I'm going to tell them to defend this building. My teammates are real people, so they're probably not going to listen to me, but we make it out of this level. But if you are playing single player, you have 3 squad mates at your disposal that you can give orders to. But it basically turns into a deal where you are micromanaging almost the entire time, and it's very little time where you're actually getting to enjoy the game and to fire off, I felt. Maybe it's just because I'm not that slick at it yet, but if you're going to play Red River, definitely try it out on co-op. Playing with real people is definitely the way to go in this game. Me and my friends, we have had a blast the last couple of days playing Red River together, and a lot of times, a lot of this has been playing the same missions over because we'll get somebody new in and they'll want to go through a mission and get a 5-star, and these missions aren't, to where you don't want to play them to try to increase your score or to do better. So there is some replayability in this. Now, so I've mentioned that there's co-op campaign. You can also play like these spec op missions. They have like last man standing where it's like waves of enemies coming in at you. You've also got deals where you can protect convoys, or you can go in and clear out an area. So there's different missions that you can do on top of going through the campaign story, which is what we are doing at this particular point. So there's no versus multiplayer, there's no me versus you, but there are a lot of things built into the game that wasn't seen in Dragon Rising. So some things I didn't like about the game so far. One are these really long drawn out rides where you're having to listen to people talk. You can't skip them. You should have the ability to skip those scenes, especially when you're going back through and you're replaying missions. I can understand if you want to listen to them the first time around when you're playing through, but when you're just going back through a mission for fun, you shouldn't have to sit through those each and every time. The single player AI is still really dumb. Again, I would have to micromanage each one of these units if they weren't real people. So that's why I stress this game is really good playing co-op. Single player, it's not going to be the same experience. I just couldn't be as maneuverable as I am in this particular clip if I was controlling the single player AI. The graphics are still not up to par as to what you would see in most modern day AAA shooters. Okay, they're better than Dragon Rising was, but they're still a little lacking. But taking into consideration the scale, this huge map that you're playing on, it is understandable. It doesn't really take away from the game that much. Occasionally, it makes it a little bit harder to be able to distinguish where enemies are. But overall, I didn't have that hard of a time playing the game due to the graphics. But again, there are a lot of things that I do like in this game. Having said that, one, I can't stress it enough. Co-op, co-op, co-op. Playing with real people. It's a lot of fun. It's relaxing so far. Pretty easy achievements. The gameplay feels a lot smoother than Dragon Rising. Aiming still kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it's not extremely smooth, but it's, it's usable. There's no versus multiplayer mode, but they make up for it for the many co-op modes that you give, or they have. Here you see that I'm using the tactical map that I have available to me at any time, so I can have an overhead perspective of the layout of the land, and I can give waypoints and checkpoints to where I need my units to move up. So that comes in really handy if you're playing single player. If you play Dragon Rising, you're probably already familiar with that aspect. One other thing that I really liked about this was the leveling system, the persistent style leveling that you have. As you complete missions, you get these points and you can go spend them on different I guess abilities or items, whatever. You can increase things like your speed, so I can make my character run faster. I can make him have more endurance. I can give my riflemen more accuracy on my guns. When I first started playing, there was some instances where I was shooting at players and I would have it right on the enemy, and it wasn't dropping them. And I was like, are you kidding me? Surely the hit detection is not this bad. But then I got to thinking, this is more of a realistic type military simulator / type deal. So they're not going for arcadey. I mean, you will have times where your gun will jam up. You'll have to unjam it. So they went for realism. Not every shot is spot on, and I believe that's why they have the thing where you can increase your accuracy. So I'm not complaining about that, because as I have increased my accuracy, I have seen my hit detection become much better. So I think that's what that is part of the game, and some people might misinterpret that, as I almost did, and just assume that the game sucks or blows. So don't jump to that conclusion. There is a really cool leveling system in this game, and you can level up and get points by playing the Spec Op type missions or the co-op campaign, or the regular campaign. So you can level up your player. If you decide that you want to change items around, they've made it easy to do that. There's a lot, well, I won't say there's a lot, because we've got games now where there's tons of customizations to your weapons and games, but there are some fairly good loadouts and different style characters that you can play. You can play a rifleman, auto rifleman, you can play a sniper, or a machine gun, assault type guy, whatever. So there are different classes that you can choose from and different customizations. This particular gun, I've added this scope to it. So before I was playing with a holographic sight. So there's a pretty deep leveling system in here. To me, the game just feels a whole lot better than Dragon Rising did. It's definitely a step up from Dragon Rising. Although some may instantly say that because they didn't include multiplayer versus mode, that it's a step down. I would say no. I'd say last time on Dragon Rising, this is what they got right, was the co-op campaign. I really enjoyed that one, even though I kind of gave it a fairly low review score. This particular one, they focused it all on campaign. They didn't worry about making a mediocre versus multiplayer. They just left it out, and it definitely shows. And like I said, if you're playing co-op, this is definitely a game that you should pick up and play, especially if you like tactical shooters. It reminds me a lot, kind of like in the old days of Ghost Recon, which I love that game. So it's just kind of, you move in, you clear out areas, and you move into your next destination to try to do something. As far as the health system is concerned, you saw me just get hit right there, and you can patch yourself up, you can patch your enemies up. No, you can't patch your enemies up. Why would you want to do that? But you can patch your teammates up. So it's a pretty easy health system. If you get hit, depending on how hard you get hit, you'll bleed out a lot faster. You don't have a whole lot of time. If you're under fire, that could be pretty intense. But if you had it easy right there, where it's pretty much cleared out, that wasn't too hard. So I think a lot of things work in this game, and I give Operation Flashpoint Red River, if you're playing co-op, definitely at least an 8 out of 10. If you're playing single player, it's going to be lower than that. So it just depends on your outlook. And again, if you're an arcade player and you like that really fast-paced action all the time, you're probably not going to like this. So, as with anything, the type of game and the review really depends on you and what your style is. You've watched me play a good portion of this level. If this looks like it would be fun, and you talking to your teammates and playing along, trying to take out enemy AI and doing different missions, then you're probably going to like it. And if this looks completely boring, and you already closed out this video, then chances are you're not going to go pick it up. So hopefully you enjoyed this little bitty walkthrough, little bitty review of Operation Flashpoint Red River. If you'd like to see more walkthroughs, if you'd like to see me go through each of the missions and see us work together as a team or squad, or if you want me to show you how to get Gold Star on all the missions, just let me know and I'll be sure to throw up a walkthrough for that. So that wraps it up for this video. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Tell your friends, share it, favorite it, whatever. Just don't dislike it. Well, actually, whatever. I don't care. I guess if you interact with it in any way at all, I guess that means more than not interacting with it. Alright, guys. Take care. The Red Dragon, signing out.
MREs or some shit. So, coming back from the world of